What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jared, and today, I guess, is coined as Disney Plus Day. We have The Mandalorian, we have a bunch of other Disney movies, we have a bunch of nostalgia coming to the platform. Personally, when I woke up this morning, it crashed for me. The app crashed. Luckily, I was able to grind through it and check out episode 1 of The Mandalorian. And I have yet to do a TV review, episode reviews on my channel. And the way that these are going to be structured are the first half is going to be non-spoiler, kind of my thoughts of the visuals, the overall vibe, you know, kind of what they're doing with the series. And then also the second half of this video is going to be spoilers, getting into specifics and kind of what I think of it and where it's going to lead into, you know, future episodes and maybe season 2. So getting right into the non-spoiler, my first impressions of this show, it's amazing. I mean, it opens up and it perfectly sets this tone of this is Star Wars, this is in the Star Wars universe, but almost turning it a little bit into the darker side of things. Right off the bat, the first thing I thought of was this ditched video game, Star Wars 1313, where they were saying that they were going into the underworld and almost the bounty hunters and kind of the dark stuff that was going on in Star Wars, and that's what The Mandalorian here feels like. We're introduced to the Mandalorian, obviously played by Pedro Pascal. I love how they're doing something with his voice. It's modulated, I guess. I'm loving that. I'm loving that they're kind of switching it a little bit rather than just him talking. But aside from the overall tone, I mean, you have this great Star Wars music that feels like it's very much Star Wars, but bringing in this new style. There's a lot of strings, there's a lot of trumpets, there's a lot of good stuff. It feels like Star Wars. Believe me, like, I hate to say it, but this almost is better than setting the mood and tone of Solo and Rogue One. Like, what they're doing in this series is awesome. And then going off, and as the episode kind of continues, I mean, it's a very good first episode because it very much introduces us to our main character, the Mandalorian, the contacts that he's going to be dealing with, the almost guild that he's in, and the kind of missions and, I guess, essentially action and carnage that he has to deal with on a daily bounty mission. They did a very well job with all of that different stuff. The visuals, in fact, are another thing. Is they're throwing a lot of money at these episodes, and you can see where the money is going. You know, there's space, there's lasers, there's creatures. Everything that you see in the Star Wars movies is very much in this series, in this show. So they are not skimping out at all. Final thoughts on non-spoiler. I think that this is a show, if you're any sort of Star Wars fan, if you're even a casual fan, turn this on, you know, get Disney Plus. This is a fantastic first showing. I'm very curious to see where the future episodes go. The only one small thing that I wasn't really fully on board was this episode was only 39 minutes, and it flies by. Once we got to the final shot and the credits rolled, I was like, I want more. I want more of this. I mean, obviously we're getting it a few times every week, but this episode, I just wish that it was a little bit longer. I'm curious if the future episodes are going to be an hour, maybe a little less, but 39 minutes, I just wanted more from this series. Waving right here, this is spoiler territory. If you have not seen this episode, get out of here, go watch the episode, and then come back. Full spoilers from now on out. My God, this show opens up and I am just grinning and cheering, and it is awesome because it is exactly what I've wanted. Like I mentioned, that Star Wars 1313 and then the other EA game that they said was kind of like Uncharted. They took almost all of that stuff, mixed it with the bounty hunter lore of Mandalorian, and it is badass. He's going in, he's kicking ass, slicing people in half. I mean, it cuts away a little bit, but yeah, he goes into the bar, collects this dude, freezes him in carbonite. I mean, everything that we thought Boba Fett was, like, this might be bad for Boba Fett because this guy is, we're going to get way more in-depth on this character, and he's going to be even more badass. Continuing with the episode, though, for some reason I'm stuck on video games because he goes and meets Carl Weathers, character, and gets bounties and gets payment, all of this other stuff, and it kind of sets up how he's going to go on this under the radar mission, you know, very high paying, very risky mission, but he gets a part of his payment goes to his essentially Mandalorian guild, and you see that he's not alone. There's many more Mandalorians. They're very much, I think, trying to bring their culture back, because they get this one piece of essentially payment that turns into metal that is kind of bringing it back to the rightful heirs of this metal. But the cool thing, the reason I thought it was video game-esque is because they melt it down and he gets this cool like armor upgrade, and I hope we get more of that moving forward, like new weapons, new pieces of armor, just new things. So this character almost feels like throughout the series he is building in strength and becoming a more powerful bounty hunter. But after that, he's obviously given this under the radar mission, and I thought it was very cool because he's meeting with old people from the Empire. You know, there's stormtroopers, there's generals essentially, or higher ranking admirals, and that tone right there almost felt like Nazis running away from World War II after it was all said and done. They're very much hiding. They're all dirty. They're decrepit, but they're still trying to carry out these different missions, and they have these agendas. So I don't know exactly. We're going to find out more about what's going on with them, but they give the Mandalorian this mission essentially, and he goes off, flies off, does his thing, and winds up on this planet, runs into Nick Nolte's character, who kind of trains him a little bit how to ride this, I don't know the name of it. It's basically this two-legged fish piranha-looking creature. It was look really weird. We did get a cool little glimpse at some of his, he has a flamethrower and some other weapons that he uses, but then Nick Nolte kind of walks him through, teaches him a little bit, and I think that Nick Nolte's character will probably come back because he kind of had a little bit of an impact on The Mandalorian, so I could see that him, throughout this series, The Mandalorian, bringing together all of these different ragtag people into this, like, almost A-Team-esque people, just busting ass and whatnot. I don't know why I said busting ass, but the Mandalorian gets to this town where he needs to essentially find this asset. Runs into an IG droid, voiced by Taika Waititi, and that scene was amazing because not only is this IG droid just kicking ass, blowing up all of these different scoundrels, I guess, smugglers, look like quite a few of them are Trandoshans, but the way that they crafted and used special effects to make this IG droid just move all around, and the way his body is rotating is phenomenal from a technical side of it, but also voiced by Waititi. He's a robot, but you can very much tell that his humor shines through this character because he's joking about self-destructing. He has a thermal detonator in his chest, and he has to work with the Mandalorian, and it kind of almost seems like there was quite a little bit of a setup there because they both thought that there shouldn't have been someone else there to run this job. Anyways, there's mass destruction. Like, it is badass. Like, what you want to see from a bounty hunter, just cleaning up all of these different people. You times it by 2 because there's 2 of them, and it is a fantastic start to the season with all of this action. Then we get to the final shot. They find out that, their asset, it's supposed to be this 50-year-old person, man, woman, creature, something like that. And it is revealed that it is a baby. And they're thinking to themselves, well, this doesn't add up. This person is supposed to be 50 years old. How come we're rescuing this baby? And the IG droid says, well, some creatures age differently. And then it goes in and we see the big pointy ears, and it is the species which has not been revealed yet. I'm curious if they're going to continue, or they're going to leave it a mystery, or they're actually going to reveal the creature. But it is Yoda and also Yaddle, which I don't know if is canon, but Yoda's species is in this episode. Basically, it's a little tiny baby, but he's 50 years old. And the Mandalorian wants to take him in alive. The IG droid says, no, we're supposed to kill this thing. And then, boom, you hear a blaster shot, and the IG droid falls over. The Mandalorian kind of double-crossed him because he wanted to keep this thing alive, because I think that this is going to lead us into the crazy adventure that this Mandalorian is going to go on. He's going to essentially get thrown into this situation of, I'm supposed to follow my job, my code and whatnot, but there's something bigger, there's a bigger picture going on. So I like how that very much sets up what this season is going to be, or this series. And I'm curious, I'm really curious, you know, it sets up a lot of cool things, because we get a little bit of nostalgia here or there with Carbonite freezing, we get the Yoda, obviously, or the Yoda species, but man, this is a phenomenal episode just to get started off. I'm curious on what the future episodes are going to hold. So that is the spoiler-free and spoilers of episode 1 of The Mandalorian. If you were able to check this out, or if you're going to check this out, let me know in the comments down below. I highly recommend this. Anyways, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there, you know, movie reviews, trailer reactions, fun comedy skits. You know, Disney Plus is here. We're going to be getting a little bit more content on this channel, because I'm going to be trying to do what I'm doing here for this episode, for all of the episodes of Mandalorian and a few other shows there. Follow all of my social media, click that subscribe button, like this video, share this out. It seriously helps me out so much. And until next time, may the Force be with you.